the last case where the lowest priority group can be drawn on a tetrahedral drawing is if it is outside the plane at the front. We have taken previously cases where the lowest priority group is on the plane up or right and left, and if it was another case where it was at the rear or at the back. Now, what if it is at the front? So something like that. This is the lowest priority group outside the plane, but at the front. So if this is 4, this is 3, for example. That's 1, and this is 2, and it's educational to take also the mirror image of it. So 1, 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So if we have these cases, how do we tackle them? Now remember, the idea always is to look at the molecule so that the lowest priority group is at the back. So if you take something like that, so if this is the blue one is number 4, the yellow one is number 1, the red one is number 2, and this is 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. So we need to look at the molecule opposite to 4. So what do we get? We get 1, and here 2, and here 3, and our site is actually here. So it's 1, 2, 3, and it is counter clockwise. Therefore, this is S. We can do that again. Now we need to look at the molecule so that, remember, this is 1, that's 2, that's 3, this is 4. We look at the molecule so that the lowest priority group is away from us. So what we get is actually here, this drawing 1, and the green one is actually number 3. Remember, we look here, so this is number 3, and this is number 2. Remember, that's the model again. This is group number 1, that's group number 2. These 2 bonds are on the plane. These 2 bonds are outside the plane, but this is outside the plane to the front, which is number 4, the lowest priority group, and this group or this bond is at the back. Remember, we need to look at the molecule so that the lowest priority group is away from us. So we have 1, and then 2, and then 3. So we have 1, and then 2, and then 3. And if you look at this rotation, you will find out that it is actually counterclockwise. Therefore, this is S. Now, one way to do this is to check the current rotation, which is 1, 2, 3. If you ignore 4, you find out it is R, and then you reverse, you get S. So that's a quick way of doing it. Now, if you look at the other mirror image, so it's something like this again. So this is 1, that's 2, and this is 4, and this is 3. So we need to look at the molecule so that the lowest priority group is away from us. Remember, this is 1, this is 4. It's towards you as a viewer. It's outside the plane again, but towards you as a viewer. This is outside the plane, but it's at the rear. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. It is, of course, R. You are here, remember, always you're opposite to the lowest priority group. So what we get is actually this 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3. And if we do that again, this is the group number 1. This is group number, or bond number 2, if you like, the second lowest priority. This is the 4th, this is the 3rd. So we need to look at the molecule so that the lowest priority group is away from us. So it's 1, 2, 3, and it is clockwise. Therefore, this is R, and this, of course, represents that clockwise rotation. This is an R absolute configuration. Therefore, just like what we did before, if we check the current rotation now, ignoring 4, you will see it's actually S, 1, 2, 3. If you then reverse, why do we reverse? Because the lowest priority group is at the front, not at the back. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's S. If you reverse that, you get R. So that's a quick way again of doing it. So this is a case where the lowest priority group is drawn outside the plane, but it is at the front. We follow the same exercise, and that is always to view the molecule so that the lowest priority group is at the rear or at the back. Now again, these two mirror images are actually enantiomers because they are non-superimposable, so they should have opposite absolute configuration. This was the absolute configuration of this was determined to be S, and that one was or has been determined to be R. So again, this is an example of a drawing where the lowest priority group is drawn outside the plane but at the front.